So I'm here today with Teresie, who's participated in two group coaching programs back to back. And today she's generously offered to share her reflections about the transformation that she's experienced on this journey and what it's meant to receive support in a woman-centered coaching space. So welcome, Teresie. It's so wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you, Daniela. I'm happy to be here and share the experience.
Thank you. Yeah, and so I'd love to start by asking you what was happening in your life when you first joined the coaching program?
Yeah, a lot of things were happening, a lot of big things at the same time. So I was really coming into this feeling very overwhelmed. Um, yeah, finding it difficult to address the individual challenges I was experiencing, but also, yeah, all of them showing up at the same time. Um, and yeah, they're quite different in their nature, but um, yeah, all of them were kind of coming like the root causes in a way, or how I was experiencing them, or how I was dealing with them, was all kind of coming up from the same place, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's so hard sometimes when there are all these things that are going on for us at the same time, and it can be so overwhelming. And like, where do we even start with that?
Yeah, and I
And I,
think also,
go ahead.
yeah, sorry. I just thought to add to that I think part of my challenge was also that I've been keeping a lot of these things for myself, a
Mm.
feeling that I should, have dealt with it myself or dealt with it in a better way. So I wasn't really communicating a lot of the things I was experiencing with other people around me. Um, which then also I think prevented me from getting validation of what I was going through. Yeah, and that was also a big thing when we first started diving into this, just hearing, that is understandable and that is natural and okay.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I think it can be such a lonely place to be. And I think a lot of us, especially as women, experience that because we were holding it for ourselves and like we're focused on taking care of other people. And so it's not necessarily something that we're sharing our challenges with other people and getting support for ourselves. So yeah. Yeah, and I'd love to ask, what were you focusing on in the coaching program? So you had all these different challenges going on. What were you really focused on achieving in the program?
Yeah, my goal was so I was writing a book, and I was really feeling stuck in that process. And yeah, the goal for joining the program was to understand where that was coming from, and of course to shift it to create a writing process that I would like to have, and of course then to finish the book project.
Yes, yes. Amazing goal, amazing goal. And a challenging one, right? Like writing a book, that's a big challenge, big thing to undertake.
Mm.
So yeah, I'd love to hear, what shifted for you as a result of the work that we did together. And I know, the shifts could be on many different levels. So maybe just starting with kind of the external, what changed in your life as a result of the work we did together?
Yeah, yeah, there's many angles one can jump into this, as you're saying, but externally, I think I knew what kind of structure I needed to create for myself on a daily basis to support my goal, but I was finding it really hard to implement it. One of the things that really felt right for me was to to go to bed and to sleep by 10 p.m. So then I would wake up at 6 a.m. and be refreshed and ready to yeah to work and I find that offered me more creativity. Like, being refreshed in the morning works better for me than to work at other times of the day. So that's why that was really important for me. But I'm a bit of a night owl. And with everything else going on, I found it really, really hard to then, as I said, to get this routine, this structure that I needed. And I don't know for how many months, every single day, I was beating myself up for not being able to do this. Um, sorry. But yeah, during the program, the different work we did really have shifted things for me in this regard. So this morning I was up at 6 a.m. and I have
Amazing.
for quite some weeks now, and it's actually come to the point where I'm actually like I want to go to bed by that time, while as before that was really not the case.
Wow.
So yeah, it might sound like something small and insignificant, like what time you go to bed, but for me, this really kind of laid the foundation
Mhm.
for my creative work. So getting that big stone like at the bottom of the foundation was really, yeah, really important for me.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think what you've said is so powerful, right? Because, yeah, it can seem like a small thing, but then there's so much resistance or challenge around that thing that actually is the starting point for everything. And so being able to get that in place, now there's the structure that allows you to flow into the writing work that you want to do. So that's incredible. So amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm a little bit proud of myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. And was there anything else that shifted for you? Any other shifts that you experienced?
Yeah, so a parallel challenge I was having to my writer's block was financial challenges.
Yeah.
I started this book project with a writer scholarship, but then due to the time that this writing process has taken, those finances, of course, became less and less. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I found myself to suddenly be stressing a lot about having enough of an income for the period that I'm writing the book.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like those two challenges, like the writer's block and then the finances, they were kind of also competing a little bit because I would feel bad when I pursued, an income because I wasn't writing. And also when I was writing, I couldn't really be relaxed and creative because I was stressing a lot about, do I actually have enough money
Yeah.
uh, for making, just for like basic things.
Yeah.
A very real situation. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and as I mentioned, there are many things going on at the same time for me, these two things, for instance. So I was also feeling very overwhelmed in in engaging with getting more income. I
Hmm.
was fearing
Mm.
rejection when I was reaching out to potential clients. So I would have days where
Yeah.
I would wake up really late, ready to get out of bed, actually, just because of the amount of things
Yeah.
they had to address, and one of them being then my financial situation.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of postponement because of the fear. I was afraid of going into it. I was
Yeah.
afraid of getting a no, and yeah, and it's persisting. But then through the program and what we have gone through, it really has shifted from going from postponement to engagement, and
Hmm.
also going from fear to at times also excitement.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I've been using the resourcing meditation a lot for this specific thing.
Wow. That's
Mm.
incredible. Right? That's so incredible. Just like the idea of if we change our internal state, what can shift. And I love what you said about going from fear and dread to excitement, about contacting potential clients. Like that's such a massive shift. And I'd love to know like what was the impact of that? What was the result of that shift in terms of your engaging with those clients and the results of that, would you say?
Yeah, I think um, like my energy coming into meeting with them, or like how I would formulate an email, for instance, or with what type of energy I was sending off the email was different. And I think I didn't attach myself as much to each inquiry when I was reaching out to these potential clients, and not taking rejection as personally as I did previously.
Yeah.
And um yeah, just it being lighter.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you had success, right? You got the clients that you needed. You kind of exceeded, from what I remember, you exceeded your financial goals for the year.
I've exceeded them by a lot actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's also from persistent work as well. You know, I have also contacted people when I didn't always feel excitement doing it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like hard working over a period. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just such a nice feeling, just not worrying about it and stressing about it and feeling like, okay, so that's sorted. So then I can go ahead with, yeah, with the book writing and be fully focused on it and be present and actually be in the space I want to be and have to be in order to, yeah, to write.
Yeah, I love that. And I think what you just said there is also really powerful, right? So, like, there's the shift from, okay, I don't feel so much fear. Sometimes I feel excitement about contacting these clients. And sometimes I still feel fear and I still don't want to do it. And yet I'm still doing it. And I'm able to kind of lead myself to the place where I can still engage with it and I can still persist. And that process has led me to actually being able to now have freedom in my finances so that I can pursue what I really want to do, which is write my book. So amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, and what about internally? What would you say has been, the biggest shift for you in terms of going through the program and the work we did? Yeah.
Um, well, the way that I experienced it is a lot of the essence of the program is to, uh, yeah, like one of the assumptions of the program, you have to correct me if I'm wrong,
Oh, go ahead.
is that
Your
old
experience.
stories,
Yeah.
like the narratives we
Yeah.
have, they shape so much
Yeah.
of how we view
Yeah.
ourselves in relation to others, and of course, ourselves in relation to the world. So your narratives are really formative in how you make choices, and your actions. And some narratives are helpful, and others are not. And there are, yeah,
Yeah.
and kind of through the program, really enforcing the importance of this,
Yeah.
of being aware of one's narratives, and then especially the ones holding you back, the old stories,
Yeah.
becoming aware of them, what they are, what like where they're coming from, like what is the core of them, with the goal, of course, to shift them into a new story and the story that supports your
Mm,
goal
mm.
and what you want.
Amazing. And so do you feel like you have a new story that's moving you forward? Is that something that you developed through the program? Or how's that kind of affecting you today?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a process, right? Like you cannot just leave it behind overnight. But I definitely feel like I have made many, many steps on the way. And yeah, my old story, should I say it or I don't know,
If
like
yeah, absolutely. If you
helpful?
want to,
Yeah.
it's totally up to you, whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my yeah, my old story, which I'm sure is not unique, is that yeah, that I didn't or still a little bit don't sometimes don't feel good enough. That I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And like period. And this relates to everything.
Yeah.
So of course, when that is one's narrative, that influences how you feel about yourself. And as I said, in relation to when you're meeting other people and also how you are making choices in the world, because then the world can sometimes feel and seem very scary. So for
100.
then with writing the book, like my thing that was really creating a blockage for me was that I was sitting there writing, but doubting and also just telling myself and fearing that what I was doing, my writing was just not good enough.
Mm, 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 mm.
So if that voice or that narrative gets a lot of air and kind of blossoms, which I think a book writing process is the perfect condition to do so. When you're sitting there in your bubble with yourself, then
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
that became very challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you so much for sharing that, Teresia. I think that takes, yeah, just so much courage and vulnerability. And I think it's also kind of a testament to the recognition of like there's a lot of power in naming the old stories that are holding us back. And once we name it, they start to lose some of their power. And then we can work on shifting them. But as you're saying, it's not like a one-time thing, it's a process. And it's a process, it's a growth journey that we continue with. So that's amazing. That's really amazing. Yeah. And I'd love to ask you what for you were the most valuable parts of the coaching program?
Oh, several aspects. I think your guidance through these processes was very important, of course, but yeah, also like really to the point. Sometimes when we would be, diving into something, I really felt like what you were reflecting to me. Um, yeah, that you really kind of pulled out the essence
Mm,
or the core of whatever it was that we were talking about or trying to get to the bottom of. And I also experienced that um, you're able to kind of bring clarity also
mm, mm,
to the process. Um, and also like some of the ways that it's very typical that one can think a certain way about something, but
yeah,
then the way that you would sometimes ask the question, you would ask it from the other side or the other perspective. And in a way, such a simple and easy thing, but so impactful.
yeah.
And I really feel like well, I not only feel, but you did that a lot
Mm,
of times. And that was really, yeah, that really was part of making a lot of these shifts.
mm,
And I also felt, yeah, as I already mentioned, just um, by like a natural part of this process is to voice what one is going through
yeah,
and the power of being witnessed or voiced and then
yes,
heard was really, yeah, that was a really big experience for me. And also then the validation, as we already talked about, from you and from the others that were part of this process, that was really powerful for me. And also just kind of it was healing and
mm,
releasing.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, to be part of this process, uh, it was also a way of holding myself accountable because you're part of a group and you're kind of giving yourself up, yeah, you're giving each other updates
Yeah.
since last time you met. So that was also a really important aspect for me. But also the community aspect,
Mm. Mm.
like we all kind of showing up here together. Initially, of course, we didn't know each other,
Yeah.
but you, Danielle, you're very good at creating a very open and welcoming um, environment where people felt, including myself, but well, I can only speak for myself. But I felt very at ease and relaxed and yeah, I didn't have any difficulties in sharing with anyone. Um, and yeah, so you're very good at making people feel at ease, which I think is important in such a process.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and also learning from each other's experience and wisdom was also a big thing because very often, you think maybe going through something that's very unique and, like, yeah, but then when all of you are sharing your individual experiences and challenges, you see a lot of similarities. Um, and and it's also nice to be able, even though you're going through a hard time, it's very nice to also be able to have another role of actually supporting
Mm.
the other people in the group. So you're not only,
Mm.
struggling yourself, but you can at the same time also offer,
Mm.
you can also be a strength to somebody else. And of course, it's been amazing to also receive so much understanding and validation and support from the others as well. Um, yeah, and just yeah, the group,
Mm.
as they know, and as you know, have just been amazing. So it's yeah, I'm missing the weekly our sessions and meetings.
Oh, me too. Me too. I mean, I think there was such a beautiful space was created with the group. And I really appreciate, what you said about me helping to create that space. Thank you. And I also think it's a testament to each of you and how you stepped in, right? And like you're saying, it's kind of that commitment. So I'm going through my own challenges and I'm here to receive support, but also to give support and to really stand in that commitment to each other and to hold each other accountable. Because we know that sometimes we want something, but we're not really doing the steps that it takes to get there. So it's all those things together. So yeah, really, really appreciate that. And yeah, I'd love to ask you, Teresia, what would you say to another woman who's considering joining a program like this?
Well, I think like for myself, I just knew that it would be something that would be beneficial for me that I needed at that time.
Yeah.
Um, so I think one just has to listen to oneself, and
Hmm.
one will know if it's something that one wants to join or not. I think you cannot force these things because if you then once join, if you're not really open to it, uh, it's not going to be as nice or as constructive. So yeah, I think yeah, just being sorry, this just being yeah, just listen to oneself and
Hmm.
also one can always if you're not sure then why not just try and
Yeah.
see. Yeah, and if not okay, then that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And I think that's such beautiful advice. And I feel like sometimes, as women, because we're focused on everyone else, it can be hard to hear our voice, right? Like the internal voice and what we need. And so I love the idea of like just tuning into yourself and really feeling into like what's right for you at this time. And then sometimes we don't know, yes, to try because it's like we don't know what the journey can be. So being able to just be open and explore and see what can unfold. So I love that.
Yeah, and maybe I can add.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think I think the logo it really was like the last drop for me because it's so nice. It's of an elephant standing on a cobweb, right? And it just kind of brings everything into like one. Yeah, it's so yeah, that's what you want, right? Like no matter what one is going through, then yeah, you would like to be in a position and tap into those resources where you can go through it, and reach one's goal, even though the ground is very thin, or
Wow.
a bit shaky.
That's amazing. I hadn't thought of the logo in that way.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It's a different kind of story related to that, but I love that. I think that's so beautiful. And when you say it, it really resonates, right? And like the elephant is really about the strength inside us and tapping into that. And like, because as you say, I mean, life is always going to have challenges. So it's not because we do a coaching program or we do something else that suddenly all our challenges disappear. Like that's not it, but we grow and we develop. And so the way we respond to challenges is different, and gives us a lot more power in going forward. So,
That's what I would like going forward, and that's what I really feel I have gained a lot of tools and insights
mm,
to pursue. That's whatever one is facing, one doesn't just react,
mm,
but you're actually able to respond
yeah,
consciously.
absolutely. And that's where all the power is, right? That's where our biggest power is, I feel. And that's why, like, yeah, that's why I love doing this work because I think sometimes we don't see that power or we can't access that power or we don't know how to harness it. And so once we do that, it can change everything. So amazing. Well, thank you so much, Teresia, for being here today. Really, really appreciate it. It's been wonderful to chat with you as always.
Yeah,
And
I
just
really felt like we're almost, like the same energy from the sessions now. Yeah.
it does, it does. Yeah. And just appreciate your being here and being so open and vulnerable. That's really appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And just want to say, if you're watching this and it's resonating with you and you're feeling, well, I'm kind of curious about what my journey might look like and you're interested in exploring, I'd love to connect with you. So please book a free discovery call with me. You can find the link below.